We're live.
Right.
Hi, everybody. We're waiting on Susan,
Hello.
but she'll be here when she gets here, I'm sure. Um, welcome, everybody. This is my double duty today. I had Anne Marie on earlier, so
Oh, busy,
yeah,
busy.
busy.
Yeah.
So happy solstice, ladies. What do you think?
Happy solstice. Is it time of change? Is it a time to change?
It's a change. It's a big change. Yeah.
Change.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I was telling Susan earlier when I had been talking to her yesterday that, we have to be like we have to really react and be just like the seasons. The seasons change. And we can't say, well, I don't ever want it to be fall. It has to stay summer because that ain't going to work. So, you know, and we all end up changing so many things in our lives. Good evening, Marge, Janet, Squattio Data MJ, Sharon. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being here. What did you do for the solstice? Anything in particular?
Are you talking about No, but you know what? I did do something fun today.
You did? Okay.
I went to the river and I sat in an inner tube. You know what? I've never ever done that in my life. Change.
I love that.
Whoa.
And you live right in that area. Oh my God. Yes. Yes. It's fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And here she is.
There she is.
Hey, Susan.
And hello, Moonchild. Hi, Anne-Marie.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Tisha.
Hi.
Oh, we're just hearing from Kim. She went in tubing down one of the rivers.
Fantastic.
What river was it, Kim?
Blanco River.
Blanco.
Yeah. I didn't tube it real far. I basically went back and forth, and it was my son and I, and he kept me from going because we didn't have a way to come back up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
You usually have somebody drive,
yeah.
park down there and bring you back. Yeah.
I know. We're going to do that next time.
Good.
It's just fun to get the inner tubes out and everything because like I said, that was a change. I'd never done that.
Good girl.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I lived in New Hampshire. We used to go tubing down the Pemigewasset River every spring, but that was when I was imbibing in alcohol, and we could not get off the tubes at the end. We had to have people come in and get us out.
Oh my God.
Different.
Wow.
Yeah. Haven't done that in a number of years, but I remember it like it was yesterday, even though I don't know how I remember it, but I did. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
So yes, so we're talking about change. We're talking about the number 5. And I don't mean change like from your dollar, like when you go to McDonald's and you get change. Do you still? I don't even know. So as a tarot card reader, Miss Jen, can you tell us what if you get 5s, what that means?
Oh, I do not know what 5s mean in tarot.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
I do not know
think
that.
they mean change, don't they? Is that?
I mean, they do mean change. So, but I don't know
Okay.
specifically in tarot what they.
Well, what I meant was like if you got a 5 of Wands, then it might be somebody going through a change in, I don't know, is that relationships? I don't even know what each one means.
Yeah.
And if it was coins, it might be a change in fortune.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the cups, a change in emotional?
Emotions. Right here.
And what's the other one? Oh, the swords. 5 of swords. That's not the one. No, what aggression?
Position.
Oh, position. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's how I see it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I always thought all my life I had thought that change was number 5 was deception. That's what I thought it was, but I don't believe that that's true. But change of mind. There you go. But I was born in 55, so 5 has worked out okay for me. I got the double nickels.
And you've done a lot of change in your life, huh, Allie?
Every day. Yes, I sure have. So let's, Susan, talk about your relationship with change.
Oh my God. Um, talk about my relationship with change. Oh my God. Well, you know what? I haven't always done well with change. You know what I mean? Like I actually like change if I'm instigating it,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
mind
You just
change
don't
at
want the
all.
surprise change. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's when it's
Yeah.
not in your control. It's been foisted on you, or or maybe you feel like it's even worse. Like too, when you feel like you have to do it to make the best of a situation. Like you don't have to change, but if you did change, you could get a better job. Or if you did change, if you did, go back to school, or maybe get a certification, or maybe do some self work, right? You could actually
Hmm.
have a better chance of getting a better relationship with someone. So
Hmm.
there's lots of reasons to change, and sometimes we're ready for it, and sometimes I think we're not ready for it. But I thing that's interesting to me about this year is it's a 5 year, and five is typically change. So I've been noticing with my clients and with myself that I've been going through a lot of change, and my spirit guide said, just look, my background, just everything about my life changed in the last 6 weeks.
It did.
and
Yeah.
and then they said, and and my whole career changed, right? I mean, everything changed. And then they said, okay, well, there's more changes coming.
And
And
that's what.
it's not new changes, which is like it's like
Mhm.
not areas of your life that haven't changed yet. Those areas are going to change. No. They said the things that you've already changed, and you've
They're going to change
adjusted,
again.
and you've done all this work, and you've trying to get everything back in order. Oh no, that's all going to change. So all the changes you just got used to are going to change again.
Nothing
I
more
just want to
constant.
like,
Yeah.
my
Wow.
head just wants to blow off my shoulders. So
Yeah.
I want the advice I want to give everybody and myself. Honestly, please God, let me hear my own advice. It's like Kim. It's like Kim. Get on the tube and float, ride the waves,
Yep.
ride the river. You're not going to swim upstream. That's not going to really work. So it's best to just try to go with the flow.
Go with the flow. Well, if you're really also having these messages that you need to change things and you ignore those messages long enough, something comes in and makes you change that. Isn't that true?
Sure does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anybody experienced that wants to share?
What do you think? Yes, no, maybe?
I'm just making sure I turn my mic on and off. But I don't know. Sorry. This I had to press the button. I don't want to share mine.
Okay.
Okay. I don't
That's
blame you.
okay. That's
Happy,
okay.
you know what I mean? I mean, things have happened, of course. I mean, I remember, of course, when I was young, I had no control. I was in 13 different schools, from kindergarten to 12th grade.
Wow.
I mean, I remember all those changes, right? So
Wow.
moving was very normal. And so my
Mhm.
life has been a lot of change. And it's like when it doesn't change, then I'm kind of bored, you know?
Understand.
Uh-huh.
Yes. I get very bored. Some people like, I went to a class reunion and these people are like, oh yeah, I've been at this job for 35 years and I've lived in the same house I grew up in. I'm like, why? It's to me, I mean, that's their deal if that's what they want to do. But all I could think about is how awful that was. I don't know. So
But everybody's different. That's the
they
thing.
are.
So some people, that's great to be like, to be in the same place all the time. I mean, I have
Mhm.
some people, not in my family, the outlaw family, the ex-outlaw family that thought I was right. So,
Yep.
oh my gosh, you're gypsy. Even if I had been somewhere for 20 years and then moved, oh, you're a gypsy,
Oh, you
right?
got that too? I got the same thing
Uh-huh.
from friends and family. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking to
What?
my son today. My son's 19. And I was asking him about change. What do you think about change? And he's so smart. He said, it's scary. it's scary to change. Nobody wants to change. Nobody likes to change. I mean, there's some people who like to change. I guess it's always for the better, right? But it is a scary thing to change.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, for all of us that are attending your class, and some of the ladies in the over here in the chat have said, they made the decision to learn about being more psychic. That's a change. That's a big change. That's a commitment. It is. So, we got people who are, I believe, empowering themselves by doing so.
Not to even mention, guys, I mean, we're the whole massive change that we're experiencing on the earth. That's the biggest. I think this may be one of the biggest changes. I don't know. I mean, we've got mass extinction, we've got mass awakening, we've got mass, consciousness arising, mass connecting more to the universal consciousness. I mean, there's a huge amount of change right now, which, I mean, we are here. That's why we're here, right? We came for this. We signed up for it.
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
And so Susan had mentioned that, if all of us, just coming on here, if we could just even talk about the fact that we recognize that everybody's going through that in their own personal stuff, and that you're not alone, because sometimes it's so much, it isn't fun to go through, but if you're not alone, it's a little easier. So, good.
Yeah, that's what's wonderful about this community. The metaphysical channels, but it's the viewers. There's thousands and thousands of viewers and that energy. In my readings, just like Susan, it's like everybody is just waking up and they're craving to live in their purpose, to live in their spirit. And I feel like everyone is a seeker right now. And our consciousness, the collective consciousness of the earth is just, it's expanding and it's changing.
Very definitely.
More. Yes.
So, Anne Marie said, do you think that the more we change individually, we raise the vibration of the earth? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Spot on. Yeah. As long as you're changing, I guess, we could say that there are people that have changed that are not necessarily raising the vibration, but maybe they're making us be more aware that we need to raise our vibration in order to counter that negative vibration.
Yep.
Yeah, we had a saying, with my family, that world peace begins in the home. So this is our home, our own selves. This is our home. You change this, it changes, it affects everything around us.
It does.
Energy.
Mm-hmm. It is a time of great awakening, and just empowering oneself. But I think that we need to have. I think it helps to have other people work to help empower us as well. I really like working with you ladies because I feel like we empower each other in what we do, and hopefully send those vibes out to other people as well.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So what do you do? What do you do to when have any of you gone through the dark night of the soul? Have you heard of that before? The dark night of the soul. It is a thing, unfortunately. And you feel like you can't climb out of it. That everything that you do doesn't really change anything, because you're actually supposed to not put any energy into thinking about it. I guess you're supposed to work your way out of it. But it's awful when you go through it yourself. But when you see somebody else stumbling through it, I think it makes it even harder for you, because what you have that empathetic gene there, and you can understand what people are going through.
And you have to be empathetic to yourself.
Yes.
You have to really love yourself through it. to me, it sometimes, especially becoming a psychic medium, or I was always a psychic medium, but accepting it, right? I almost felt like my old self, the way the caterpillar has to like kind of break down and then turn into this butterfly. You really have to break down, you really have to
Yeah.
literally just take yourself apart so that you can then come back out again. And I think that's really a little bit of the dark night of the soul, right? Because you really you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what you're going to be, and you don't know if people are going to be okay with that either, right? So
Right.
there's a lot of, I think, with change like that, there's a lot of fear because we don't really know what's going to happen. Who are we going to be, and will people accept us? It's a lot to go through, and a lot of people are going through that right now. As we're talking about, people are waking up to their spiritual abilities.
Right. Right. And are a little fearful, I
Yeah.
think. Or for some of us, we're like, not necessarily fearful, but we're like, holy wow. It's
Yeah,
like,
I love that.
what's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, some people are like, wow. I'm like, holy, no way. But, everybody, we all have our little
Yeah.
place on the spectrum.
Yes, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
this is an interesting idea. What do you guys think about that? The dark night of the soul. Is there a number of days to it? Is there a time frame?
I don't think that's no. I just happened to catch this. No, there isn't. It came from, is it Teresa of Avila? I think. Trying to think who.
Oh, is that where it came from?
Saint John of the Cross. I can't remember which one now. One of those very spiritual people back in, let's say, medieval times, and it is chronicles a time in one's life where they're ready to give up. Sometimes I think we have too much dark night in our younger people that are leaving the planet. They take it so seriously, and they decide they want to leave early because they have no way of coping with what it is that they're feeling. Now, this 3 days of darkness, I don't know, Chandra, if you can tell us what you know about that, that would be awesome. I don't believe that has anything to do with it, but Dark Night of the Soul could last, I don't know, years, I guess.
Yes.
It could. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just talking with Anne Marie earlier about the Saturn return that we have and how I had Dark Night of the Soul then. I mean, I've had periods of time where things were really, really bad, and I didn't think they were going to get any better. So, and I think we all go through that at some point. Yeah. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was just over the weekend studying, and I put this in my last video about what's called the diamond in us, and it's a light. That we all have this light, this diamond, and then we have a light outside of us as well. And if we connect to that, it's like our soul purpose. And then if we connect that light to the whole universe, then we're going to follow our soul path better. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If we can brighten this up, and then we connect to this one that's outside of us, and then that connects to the whole, this massive consciousness where we are now, that's arising, all the lights coming together, and then we can connect to a higher consciousness universe.
Absolutely. Because it doesn't take, it takes maybe 2/3, is it 2/3 of a majority or something to have a paradigm shift? In order for that to happen. So it doesn't have to be 100%. It's kind of like the vaccine thing with 70%. But yeah. And did you know in Buddhism, there's a thing called the Diamond Sutra, which is and we all have that sort of diamond idea in us. I really like that.
Yeah.
So it's sort of, so Kim, it's like if you connect your light source outside of yourself to this greater power, or how would you?
Okay. So when somebody's ready to make change, and this is happening.
I'm listening.
I'm ready.
These diamond points light up more in the body, not just the heart, but it's also in the head. It's also behind the knees, the elbows, the below the feet and above the head. So these points of light, when people are ready to make change, they just show up. And then if you're connected to that light, you can invigorate it more. And that helps with change and processing the change and going forward. But so you've got this light, this like diamond thing that you're in, the diamond's inside you. Then you have this other point outside of your body about 2 feet out called the assemblage point. That's like where it has your soul purpose right there. If you get that all connected, you're just going to feel more in alignment and ready for change. And so there's a way you can imagine. You can imagine it on yourself. You can imagine the point above your head here, down, and feet behind the knees. So there's certain points that hold those points of light. Anyway, you don't have to have somebody holding it. You can even imagine it, and then that helps move it along. Okay, does that make sense?
I vote for you to do a video on this on your channel.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just love it when you explain things. You just it's like just a bath of calm, and it feels so good.
Yes, you're right.
Because man, when I've changed, I've just been blown apart. I mean, my soul has just been ripped apart, and several times in my life I've experienced that. And for me, it always got to the point where I just had to surrender. It was just like, whoa. I mean, seriously, like a breaking point, And it wasn't that long ago that I had this last break. But you said, Kim, you saw it. You said, I am never going to experience that again. Remember
I
that?
do remember that. Yeah.
It's like, thank God, because but that's change though. That's when it's like really real, when spirit can come into all those spaces in between where you've just been ripped apart, right? And you're putting yourself back together and surrendering.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And then trusting. That's what I had to do. It was like, I surrender, I give up. I'm not fighting anymore. I'm just going to feel it. And I'm just going to allow spirit to come in. And spirit did. I mean, seriously healed me. I mean, look at me.
You're smiling, girl.
Yeah. You had seen me before, man. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
And it's so much because of the three of you. I just love you.
Oh, you're sweet.
Oh, God. But maybe tonight when we're going to sleep, you guys, and everybody who's watching, imagine yourself in a diamond, the diamond inlay. So you've got points like right here, and then outside of your ankle, and then a point above your head and a point below your feet. It's like that double terminated Herkimer diamond. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
The double terminated. So imagine that. It's like that's kind of like that shape. So you're inside that. Just put yourself in there and just imagine light in that field around you.
Yep.
To help.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, I like that.
And you know what is really, really awesome? When you do that and you do it in your communities,
yes,
it spreads.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that whole community becomes lighter or becomes more, brighter, I guess is the word I want to say. Yeah.
Okay. I did those points to my son. I held some points, and he probably would have never gone out to the river with me. But a couple of days he goes, you know what? At first he said, I don't like this. I don't like it. And then he said, well, you know what? Actually, that feels pretty good. And he said, then he did something. He's like, I never had done that good on something he was doing. Like I did that 3 good times. And I remember even with my daughter when she was learning to ride a horse and she had trying to learn to gallop. And it took her forever. And she's a natural horse lady. But anyway, so one day then I worked and then she went right out and started galloping. So it's like these things do make a difference, holding these points and imagining these points. Oh, okay. Oh, I was on license.
Wow.
Oh, well. Let's do this, you guys. See this?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Tom. Oh.
put him in the diamond.
Okay.
Is there something going on with his chest?
Yes.
It's my chest.
Just when I see us doing this as a community, I see
He can't breathe.
the
Oh, he
Merkaba.
can't breathe. I'll be right
The
back.
Merkaba. Have you seen the Merkaba where it has points in?
And Kim, those figure eights that you're talking about too, right?
Yeah, the figure eights are good.
Yeah,
You
the figure eights.
figure eight from your heart, that one diamond in your heart, to that assemblage point about 2 feet away. Figure eight that, because that assemblage point, again, that holds your soul purpose, your
You
soul.
go out towards it and back in.
Yeah, like this.
Oh,
Oh,
From
okay.
your heart to that point.
From your heart to the diamond and back in.
Yep. And you can even feel it. Like if you're going with your hands, feeling if you go all the way out and then coming forward, your assemblage point is going to be somewhere in this range. I know you can't see me very well. Feel a little light. You feel a little heat or something. You'll just know. Like I know. I just know it's right there.
Do you feel it in your heart? Like when I did that, I felt it in my heart, in my
I'm
chest.
feeling it right here. When I'm putting it here is where I feel it. But
Well, I felt it in my hands, but then when it got them together, it went into my heart.
oh, good. That's perfect. That's what you want.
Oh, okay, good.
That's you want
you're
them.
doing it right. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Right.
Wow. Well, MK Karen, we certainly all send love and healing,
Yes.
and
Yes.
hopefully he knows we're all thinking about him. He probably can feel that.
I think he did feel it.
Yeah.
I think Jen connected to that energy. I think he's got some issues with his chest. My chest is really
Yes, he
Right.
does.
yeah.
Oh.
I think she just connected to his energy a little too much.
Oh. So it could be COVID.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's I'm really my chest hurts really bad, like right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
Um,
storm inside of his lungs.
Oh, that's awful. How do we not do that? How do we
It's
not
his
connect
heart. Yeah, it's his
with
heart.
his
My
heart?
heart is killing me.
Oh.
Okay.
How do we not? How do we
just
send
notice?
love and
Yeah.
feel and not get it back? You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Just
Oh,
so you acknowledge it and then let it go.
And let it go. Okay. Wow.
Acknowledge it that you got the
It's
message.
like when you do past life regression and something awful's happening and they say you're not there anymore. You're not going through this. You're just looking at it like a picture.
right.
Okay.
Right. It takes a minute to let it go. Like sometimes it takes me a few minutes for it to subside. Because it builds. It's like I start to feel it and it builds. And then I'm like, okay, I've received that message now. Let's release it. Yeah. So we're sending prayers to him. I feel like now I know where it's at. We can even kind of
You can work on it.
put that closer into his heart. Thank you for letting us know to pray for him. We will certainly do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, new question.
Everyone's saying there's a huge change coming, that more people like you will be needed. That's part of why I'm taking classes. How can we help others? Good question. Very good question. I'd say first, help make sure that you're taking good care of yourself. That's my
Yes.
first feeling. Can't give what you don't have.
Yeah. be the light, to be the light so that there's just more light, and then the light, it goes to the light. And that's how we help others as a more of a, rather than telling, but as an example.
Right. Isn't that what the best teachers did?
Yeah.
They didn't tell,
Totally.
they didn't preach, they just
And
showed them the example.
Marge, just asking that question, you're bringing that intention in. You're thinking about it. You're bringing it to your spirit. So your spirit is turning now. Your spirit is seeking. You will seek. You will become congruent.
Mm-hmm.
And you will, you're just going to grow and continue and continue. So that's how that consciousness, it's so contagious, right?
Absolutely.
We all bring it to our forefront, and then we bring it in and we change.
It's good. Beautiful.
And I just want to bring this up because the guides talk about this all the time to my clients, to people. When you have that beautiful light in you, when you go to the grocery store and you smile at somebody, that's like a blessing to them. And you don't know, you may not have any idea that might have changed their whole life. It might have made their day. It might have given them a little bit of solace or a little bit of peace, or brightened their day in some way, which then they would have gone home and maybe they were kinder to their family. Or it's just like the pebble in the pond with the ripples, right? You don't really have any idea how much we each affect people who affect people who affect people who affect people. So just holding the light in you is a tremendous gift to everybody that you come into contact with. Even if you don't smile at them, your vibration is high and they're picking up on that.
Absolutely. And somebody mentioned that, you can't change people. No, you can't. If they are wanting to be changed or wanting to learn and grow, then they will be attracted to your energy. But no, you can't make anybody change, and shouldn't try, honestly, because they just get resentful.
Maybe that's when you plant a seed instead, right? Maybe that's when you just plant the seed and you walk away and know that it'll sprout whenever it's ready.
Right. Renee says she has plenty of neighbors I don't talk to, and if you're uncomfortable, leave. Go inside. Go to the backyard. Whatever's available. I agree. I mean, if you're seeing it on television and you don't like it, change the channel. Turn the TV off. Because there will be people that you don't like, or that don't like you, or you might feel uncomfortable with. So
you're just not vibrating on the same
level. Yeah.
Which
doesn't mean you're better than anybody, right?
No.
That's what a lot of and I'm not saying you're saying that, but a lot of people think so.
Yeah.
If you say, well, I'm vibrating higher than you, then I'm better than you. No.
On your hip.
Right. So
we all have our challenges no matter where we're vibrating.
Yes. Now we're talking about vibrators. Okay. So here's some. All right. So Karen's brother had his second COVID shot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I had a feeling it was COVID.
Yeah, you said that. Absolutely. And Jen got the whole storm in his lungs, which is how they describe
Way you explained
COVID.
it. Yes, absolutely. Yep.
I'm so sorry. We're going to keep prayers out for him. He's a pretty strong guy.
He's going to get better. I see him getting better. Strong. Do you see that, Susan Lynn?
I think he's pretty strong. I don't know. I thought about it earlier. I thought about saying that, but I don't really want to go all the way out on that limb. But I do think that he feels like a strong man. You know what I mean? Like
he's fighting.
Yeah, he's fighting. I feel like he's healthy other than this. And God knows we now know how to treat this stuff, right?
True.
I mean, we have a lot more at our disposal than we ever have. So I feel like he's going to have some scarring and some damage, but I feel like he's probably going to come through it okay. But I don't
know. This time last year would have been a totally different story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, we hope that.
It's just horrible. I'm sorry he's going through that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Anybody have a change story that they'd like to share, whether you're in the chat or here? Or um, I had a situation where I had a ceremony. Things were really bad for my husband and I at one point. We were living in an RV, but everybody thought we were thinking about us as gypsies and being on vacation, but we actually didn't have a nickel. And so we were trying really hard. We were doing some temporary work, and then we would pay the rent to the place, or buy a bit of food or whatever we were doing at the time. And so Keith was not willing to make the changes that we needed to make, and I was willing to do anything at that point. I was willing to take any job, do anything, but it takes everybody has to be in alignment in order to make a change. So we were going to go and put our stuff in a storage unit, and then we were going to take the one that we got. He got $1,000 from a job he had, and we were going to drive back out west because we were happier there. But when we got there, we knew that wasn't going to get us very far. We might get to Kansas or something with that amount of money. And there was a note on the table, and we told the lady that we were going to be leaving, and it said, "Ask me about employment opportunities." So I said, "Okay, I'm going to ask you about your employment opportunities." Within 3 weeks, we had an apartment, a job. Both of us had a job, and we had a place to store our RV, and we take the dog. But it was that breaking point we were at, and the willingness to turn it over. It isn't cliche to say that you have to turn it over to spirit. You really do. And you have to mean it. And, who wants to work for a storage place? I mean, we had to sweep out. It was dirty work. Both of us have higher degrees, and I didn't care. We made $7.70 an hour, but we had a place to live, and we got ourselves back on our feet. So, I think that, everybody's got a story, some kind of a story, but I was willing to make that change, and it eventually took me, other things started to move, and things started to change even more. So it's important to read the signs.
Right.
Yeah.
And just give in, give in. I think this is interesting what Twaina's saying about her body reacts as a pendulum.
Oh, where am I seeing? Where's that? It's on the chat?
Yeah, it's just a couple of chats up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chats up.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
The first time I ever heard of that was Abraham Hicks. Are you guys familiar with Abraham Hicks?
Yeah.
Abraham Hicks is Esther Hicks channels Abraham, and that's how when she read the Seth books, right, and then she went to visit that one channel, and she started channeling like that. Do you guys remember that story? She started channeling. She was writing, I think, with her head, or right. She was meditating, and she realized that her head was spelling words. And it just reminds me of Twaina. It's like, I've noticed that I do this, and Allie does this. We rock. When Allie and I are connecting, we rock. It's like we get in some rhythm, right? The universal rhythm. And I think that's, Twaina, you're having an awakening, right? And your body is reacting to the energy. What do you think, Kim? You nodded your head. Is this something that you've...
Oh, it's normal. I mean, and you can use this for even energy testing, what's good for you or not good for you.
True. Yes.
Is that sway testing? Is that what they call sway testing?
Well, I don't know. I call it pendulum. Like your body acts like a pendulum.
But your body is a pendulum.
Yeah.
Yes.
You hold that object, whatever it is, the food or...
Yep. David Hawkins writes about this in all his books.
Okay.
Really?
And how the energy testing, he did energy testing on actually all the religions and all these other things as well.
Yeah.
And he
I did not know that.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. He has like 7 or 8 books out there.
Yeah.
But,
I do that all the time when I'm in the grocery store and stuff.
wow. Have you ever used divining rods at all?
No.
No. Have you, Susan? Really? Yeah. Oh, wow.
They are amazing, you guys. They're
That's
amazing.
great. Yeah,
They
it's
cross.
really,
I mean, they're for real. But that's interesting. I've never used my body like that. Like to actually like, how does it work, Kim? I mean, do you
Yeah.
go forward or you just tell? I mean,
While you're standing, you hold that whatever object it is, like at your belly button, and you
okay,
hold your arms in really close elbows, and then you stand with it, and you see if you go forward or backward. It's more like a forward or backward. And when you're
okay,
forward, if it's good for you, because you want to move into it.
okay.
You move backward if it's not good for you, and you can test it by make sure this really works for people who don't believe in it. You can give them a bag, so they don't know what's inside the bag, and let them test like Drano's in one bag and oranges in
Oh,
and let
Huh.
them
yeah.
practice so that you can get the idea of how it feels.
Oh, cool.
And then it really does
Yeah.
it really does work.
that is
Wow.
really cool.
That is. Yeah. Makes
I have
sense, doesn't it? Yeah.
I have to go get some cheese. I'll be back.
I know.
Once and for all, we're gonna
You
find
already
out.
know the answer to that one. You already know.
I know. That's it. I haven't done my own test.
Yeah.
My body might like cheese.
Yeah.
I think your body loves cheese. It's
My
it's
body loves
you
cheese.
don't like it. Yeah.
I think it's the quantity. I think it's a quantity thing. But anyway,
There is a quantity thing around that too, but if you like it that much, you might get your body to go forward, but you have to do it without a blind test.
I see. So that's why I'm not even testing chocolate.
Right. Or donuts. Yeah.
No, I'm not going there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty fascinating.
Kim, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I know. And so,
Oh, yeah.
Twaina, did you like do meditation? How did you like, you just started a week ago. Have you been working on something and this just happened? It reminds me of how Cash Peters works, not everybody does it a certain way, and he does it with his pictures. I'm wondering how.
She
Put it in
says hers is a circular yes, back and forth no. Interesting.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah,
That's
Twina,
like
let's know how that
exactly.
came on.
yeah.
Because she's been in the community for a while. This is a new recent thing for her.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. That's a big change.
And Chandra feels like she's had a recent awakening. I think a lot of people are waking up.
Mhm.
I really do.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, no.
I don't think anybody who is not awake wouldn't. They're all watching. I mean, everybody that's watching.
I know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, Team Muse. We do need to focus on the Senate chamber.
Yes.
Mhm. Oh, okay.
I can tell you that the spirit guides want this to go through. This is a big deal. They've been talking about this for months. It's about the balancing that they keep talking about. Like when they said the Senate would be 50-50, and then we won those 2 seats in Georgia, that was about the balancing, right? And this is another part of the balancing. So I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I got to tell you that they want it to happen. They're doing everything, the beings of light or whoever it is, they're doing everything they can to balance us better, to help us be balanced. And this is part of it.
Yeah. I'm feeling like go through. I really didn't even know this was happening. What are you guys feeling?
SR1. Yeah.
Is it likely to go through?
It's so tenuous. It's hard to tell.
If you read the news, you're going to say no. But
John Lewis is working big time on
John
everybody.
Lewis is working on it. And
on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And Manchin is coming around. He put forth, and that's what the guide said. Manchin's going to surprise us. He's infuriated me for sure. But I feel like something's going to come through with this, guys. This is the deal. Either this is like democracy, right? It has to go through. So I feel like in some way, fashion, form, it's going to go through. It may not be in the same form it's in now, the HR1. It may be in a new form, and it may not be everything we want, but I think it's enough of it's going to go through that it's going to protect democracy. So,
So, other thing I'd like to bring up is I wish people would stop giving any credence to anything Mitch McConnell says. He's not in charge. And I know you're sick of it, Susan. I'm just so sick of it. It's like, who cares what he thinks? Who cares? Don't focus on that man. Oof.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
We dipped down into politics and we were all feeling so good. And I was feeling all like, whoo. And then I took a deep dive into the gutter.
So we have to bring ourselves back up. All right, so here we go. Keep saying thank you to the angels and guides for balancing the Senate and the House.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
yeah, only good. Think
And
about
it's
the
only going to
thing
get better.
as if it's already happened, and not the other side of it. But yeah. Oh,
I have something if we want to change a habit.
okay.
Change a personal habit. Do you guys want to hear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, it's about tapping. And
Okay.
so let's just say pretend you want to not like ice cream anymore or something, or don't want
Oh,
as much, right? Okay, so it's just tapping over the ear. It's called the temporal tap. Okay, but you have a left side and you have a right side. And
true.
so the left side, you want to say it in the I no longer, like in a negative, like I'm no longer attracted to ice cream. And you do it like 3 times and you're tap, 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 tap. I no longer am attracted to ice cream. Or,
Oh.
I'm no longer, and use little taps, okay? But on the right side, then you say, and I really like broccoli. Much more. I love.
That was a lot, Kim. That was a big ask. Big ask.
Yeah, that's a very
Hold
big
on.
ass.
Keto. Much more. I love the keto thing. Right? I love
What else do I have to like?
Okay, so it's like I no longer on the left side,
I
like
no
times
longer-
around, all around the
I
ear,
no longer.
and then in the positive, I love keto ice cream, or I love vegan ice cream, or whatever.
Or
it is.
healthy foods. Healthy foods.
Broccoli.
Oat milk.
Broccoli. So it's like, and you do it like 3 times a day if you're trying to change a habit. Okay, so but you say it to what feels right for you in the negative and then in the positive.
Should we do it if we're on a live show? Excuse me, everybody. It's my time. I love broccoli. No, I really like your idea. I'm not picking on you.
See, you know all these cool things. Kim.
I know.
She knows all the cool stuff.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's just like a little personal habit.
Okay.
Little things that we want to change.
Paul is eating ice cream, and Anne Marie and Renee said that they absolutely going to move to the other side of the table because they're ice cream and they don't want to not eat ice cream. So, okay. All right. Kathy, yes, when you ask for assistance from angels and guides, is it important to phrase it a specific way?
Nope. No.
Oh, you can
No?
talk to them normally, but
Yeah, just talk to him like it's your best friend. Sorry, Susan.
no, absolutely. I would just say be specific, because people say, what do I need to know for my highest good? Well, it's like asking Google sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes they know your health, right? Or, but if you don't get a specific answer, my advice is if you ever ask and you don't get an answer, rephrase your question, make it a little bit more narrow.
Yes.
What do I need to know
Because
for
if
my
you're not
highest good?
specific enough, you may get something you don't want, right?
Meaning an energy you don't want or information you don't want?
Well,
like cheese?
Like cheese.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You might get it with lots of mold on it.
That's so
instead,
true. Oh
Yes.
my God. Right. Or you might get pictures of lettuce, like bags and bags and bags of lettuce.
Yes, and that's a honeymoon salad, lettuce alone. All right, Melinda has a thing she'd like you ladies, you psychic ladies, to think about here.
Allie, you're psychic too, honey.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting there. All right.
You are.
They're keeping it under
Yeah.
their hats. 6 planes went down, pilots from blood clots.
Yeah. That was
Was this
yeah.
something new? Just happened? You know about the blood clots from COVID when they opened up people way back at the very, very beginning of COVID. When they were doing autopsies, they opened up people and they were just one big blood clot, supposedly.
I just don't know if 6 planes could go down and keep that from the media. There's so many trackers. You know, people, there's whole hobbies around tracking flights. Did you guys know that? There's all these websites where you can track flights, and these
Mm-hmm.
plane aficionados, you know, they track flights. And I think the public is just much more aware of this kind of thing than we think they are. So I'm not sure that we wouldn't have already heard about that. What do you guys think?
Do we
agree
know
with
when it
you.
happened, or when is it supposed to have happened, Melinda? Do you know? I know you said it's not in the news, but how did you hear about it?
Yeah, because there's serious ET watchers out there, and they watch what's going on with the FAA all over the world. They're really
Oh,
aware.
not all in one day. Okay.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know. I will say this.
Hmm.
I automatically don't like looking at anything that seems like dark energy to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I, for some reason, don't want to look into that energy. So I'll say that much.
Yeah.
There's something about it that I don't feel like I want to look into. I don't want to look into it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it almost feels like poisoning or something to me.
So it has that
Yes.
QAnon. It's like that QAnon energy. It's don't give any credence to it because you're only just bringing it up.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I get
Yeah. And then Twaina got that it didn't happen.
Yeah.
I agree, Twaina. I think something weird happened, not exactly maybe just like this, but there's a little something there. I don't like it. It feels under my chest. I don't like it. But I don't think that's exactly what happened. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So Twaina, I think you're right. Melinda, I think there's some truth in it, but I'm not sure where the truth is.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Bye, Renee. Thank you for being
Yes,
here.
Renee. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So let's talk about what we can do when change comes our way. Let's bring it right back to the beginning, I guess. Um, our ego makes the determination of whether this is going to be good or bad. And there is no real way that we know that. For instance, if something seems like for me, I had to move to Texas. Okay. I didn't want to move to Texas ever. So no offense to Texas.
No, I
But
understand.
it isn't my place. And I blocked. The only good thing, something good happened. I was able to get my master's degree there, and so I made hay in the sunshine. But when we first have something that appears to us, and it looks like a change we're not interested in making, but there's nothing we can do about it. We have to perhaps refocus our feelings about it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when there's feeling like you're in chaos or change, I guess change can feel like chaos. It's
Yes.
the perfect time to just go within and just be still. And
Mhm.
I don't know if that helps, but I just feel
It
like
does.
trying to be calm in the storm,
Hmm.
to center oneself, so that it's not you can be still strong in the midst of change.
Yeah.
Still staying grounded. I don't know if that helped.
If you're like me, then I try to figure out why it's happening, and sometimes there's just no logical explanation,
Right.
right?
Right. And you know what? Double down on self-care. You know,
Mhm.
if you're having to go through change, that means that you're likely off of your routine. You're probably a little bit more stressed than you normally are. So this is the time where you make more time for yourself. You go get the massage, you go get the Reiki, you go get the reflexology, you go get the sound healing, you go for the walk in nature. You know, as a
Mhm.
matter of fact, getting out of your house is the place that you want to do your thinking,
Yep.
because in your house or in your job, you just can't see things clearly. You're inundated with the energies around you, and you're inundated with the old paradigms of thinking that have got to change.
Mhm.
So take a walk in nature, get outside, take a drive, get away from all of that so you can clear your head and maybe see things better. And then ground yourself. Sit on the ground, walk on grass, hug a tree, be in
Mhm.
nature. Let Mother Nature, Mother Gaia, let her support you. Let your roots go into her so that you can stand firm and feel supported.
Mhm. Yes, absolutely. And if you feel so inclined, have a little ceremony. You don't have to have someone with you. You can light a candle. You can uh, smudge something, or you could, whatever it is, invoke a prayer if you're into doing that, or whatever else, and just ask for healing and ask for answers, and wait to listen when they come. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. Carmela wants to know if change
Yeah,
includes a separation from a partner. Yes, it does.
absolutely.
That's a big one.
yeah,
That's a big one.
4 times. Yeah, I just knew. I knew it wasn't working all 4 times, and now I have a fourth husband that I've been married to forever. But you just, if it isn't working, it isn't working. It's like a job. If it isn't bringing you something that you really love, I mean, I know you need to make money, and sometimes we have to do that temporarily. But yeah, sometimes you're being asked to change, and if you don't, then sometimes it will be forced upon you, and that's not a kind of change we like. So,
That is so true, Allie. It's better to change on your own terms than to really wait until they push you to
right,
change, in my opinion.
absolutely, yeah. So, so don't. I guess I don't expect everybody to just be. I said to Susan yesterday. So I don't know. I don't expect everybody to be. Oh, thank you. I'm all set. I'm going to change. Everything's great. But just remember that we're all working. We're all walking each other home, and we're all dealing with just different things. And those things, they come when we least expect it. Kathy? Oh yeah.
Mm.
I agree with you 100%. Kathy. I love being home. I never was. I was always wanting to go out and go to the store and go in here and there. And I do miss my vacations, but yeah, yeah. Oh, your Oracle card said you need to start getting out. Well, short trips. Yeah.
And go
Some,
out in nature. You know what I mean? Do something
yeah.
really replenishing to your soul, whatever that is. If that's nature or if that's exercise, whatever it is, right? Find that so that when you go out, it's really healing for you.
Yeah. Yep. There
But
was
I'm having the same problem. Like I didn't realize I was happy. I'm an introvert, so I was happy on my couch watching the world, from the inside of my living room, you know.
uh,
And
Yeah.
now I'm
yep.
I'm happy to get out. I miss my vacations desperately, but
Yeah.
man, I'm so busy now.
Yeah, you are a tad
Yeah.
busy. Yeah. So I understand that. But yeah, and even if it's just to I don't know, it was just nice to hug my kids again. my adult children, of course, but those somebody asked a question today. What 3 words are you feeling right now, 1 year after the beginning of COVID?
Great.
And I had cautious, but I also had excited. I had 3 different words.
Just grateful. So grateful.
Mm-hmm.
Optimistic. I'm optimistic.
Good.
Which is surprising considering we were just talking about HR1. But anyway.
Well, that's good to be optimistic.
I'm optimistic about things.
Uh-huh. I like this question, Betty Max.
Yes, of course. Yes, Elizabeth.
Absolutely, you can.
Wouldn't you have to have both people, though, in agreement to do that?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's a really good point, right? I mean, you can ask for them to assist you and your partner, your spouse, your mate to grow together, but you also have to realize and be frank and, realistic that if you're the one growing and they're not, or vice versa, or whatever, if it's just not aligning, then you also have to look at that and ask for guidance in that. Like, okay, so I tried it and this is happening. Now what do I do? Right?
Yeah. It's kind of.
I think it's good to be optimistic.
Well, it's like the same way when you go to a therapist, if the marriage or the relationship is failing and you don't get 2 people that really want to make it work.
Right.
No way to go. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you know what, Betty Max, I just want to tell you, because I think this is coming in for you and I can't stop it. Get out of the house, go on vacation. Sometimes we, especially after a year stuck in the house together, right? We start having, it looks like, I don't know what the word is, but when you do something the same way, but it's not the right way, right? And in that, but that's just the way you're doing it because you're stuck, right? So go on a trip, a weekend trip, get in the car. It doesn't have to be extravagant or expensive, but just get in a new place so that you can learn about each other, right? In a new, different place. It'll make you break up whatever was happening that was stuck.
Yeah. Yep. Because really, if you're still with that person and you're getting along okay, well, you really came through hellfire because it's not easy. It's not. When we were stuck at home all those days, there's a lot of people that did not make it. Unfortunately,
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
I think you have a change in your life, and it's sitting in your arms.
Yeah.
Have you not seen the baby?
Well, yeah, one other time. Look at that, how adorable.
That baby. Oh.
She looks kind of like Wolfman.
Yeah.
Oh, adorable. April Joy. I love it.
Yeah.
How old is she?
She's 8 weeks.
Oh,
yeah. And she's so she's got so much fur and so chubby that you put her down outside, you can't tell if she peed because you can't. So I bought those wee pads so that at least I can tell, okay, she's okay, But,
I love the way she gets on your shoulder like a baby does, you know what I mean? She climbs up and puts her head on your shoulder. Aw.
The only bad thing is she does not like being alone at night. And so it's been a long 2 nights. And she sounds like a chicken when she cries. It's kind of funny. Yeah, she's a squawker. Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah. Wow. Well, ladies, per usual,
Thank you.
Grand time. And thanks to all those in the chat. Make sure you go over and see everybody's pages. Jen's World Tarot, Susan Lynn, Psychic Medium, and Medium Kim. And I heard from a little birdie that Susan and Kim are going to probably be doing another class soon. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
We have one in the works. And I heard from a little birdie that Allie has some really exciting things planned for her space. So I'm telling you guys, if you're not if you're not subscribed, you're doing yourself a disservice because
know it.
you're going to want to know about what this woman has planned
Yeah.
coming up in the next, say, 3-4 weeks. It's
Yeah,
big.
we might be having some fun. So thank you.
Lots of fun. Lots of
Yeah.
fun.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much. You
Thank
guys.
Thank you, guys. Blessings to everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.